We shooting movies, bitch.
Stop playing.
Stop playing.
CYE shit, we make movies, bitch.
Yes, Lord. Alright, so what's going on? Who we with today?
Kia, CEO, creative director of the Playground clothing company.
Alright, so explain to us a little bit about your brand. Like, tell us something about your brand.
So my brand is, and what my mission statement, what I want to create for people and everybody's going to buy my stuff, high quality garments at affordable prices for everyone. Because why should it cost to look good? Like, they should not cost. And things are already expensive. So that's what I got going on right now. So, and I didn't drop yet, but I'm hoping to do a soft launch around the end of the school semester in the spring. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Now I see you rocking the brand right now. Let's get a little preview of what you got. Like, talk to us about what you got on.
So really, this is the sample. I could curse in here?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not fucking with this. Like, it was cool, but it was just, I know what I like to wear, and I know, like, who I am as Kia. I would hate to produce something and give something to people that I don't really enjoy. So I was just gonna take this off and just redo it and make it so that you can wear it anytime and be very diverse with it. So even, I'm gonna sell it market price for $45, but you're gonna get 45 plus worth out of it, and that's what I want. You know, I don't want to pay you $100 for it. You know, you can do $100 worth or less. Pay 45 and you get good quality. I mean, like, why not?
Right. All right, so tell us a little bit about your background and where you started from.
I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, and I went to Delgado and played basketball, and that's when I really found this like love for tennis shoes. And it was just like, even the more, it was like the culture I fell in love with. And that's when like I fell in love with fashion. And it was like, this shoe stuff is way bigger than me. And that's when I fell in love with clothes and trying to just do different things and put things together. And then I came to UL, and then actually I fell in love with business while trying to figure all those things out. And it was like, UL was the best choice for me. And so I already had a brand during COVID, and I sold clothes, thrifted clothes, and I did really well with that. But then transferring to UL, it was like, oh, the audience is different than New Orleans. Like, people in New Orleans, they're willing to spend. Out here, it's like they'll support you, but you gotta really build a name, and they won't see you work. So it was like, okay, well, how can I bring my brand from my brand from New Orleans, which was originally called 504 Thrift, and I was like transferring that to Lafayette, and it was like the audience is like way different. Like, they're not on the fashion right now, I noticed. And it was like, well, okay, how can I still do what I want to do, but hold on. Like, okay, how do I want to still do my business and even sell shoes out here? So it was a lot of like figuring out for me too. And then when I was 15, my mama died, so like that was huge. Like, that was crazy, because it was like I lost somebody who like developed who I was, who made me in this world. I mean, like, being a gay, growing up confused, being like, do I like girls, do I like boys? And also, I feel like I'm a pretty female, so it's like, how do I balance all that without her being around with a father? Like, that's hard, especially when she was alive. I told her I was interested, but she was very with faith and everything. So it was like, okay, you curious? All right, but that's not for sure what you want. You know what I mean? So when she passed, a lot of things I had to go through experience. Like, I really had to go through like with life lessons, I really had to like go experience each and every one of them during the soul. Like, and it sucks to say, but like, I would say I'm happy that I'm in this position now, because like, if it wasn't for my mom dying, I wouldn't be as strong as I would think I am today. Because like, I've been through a lot, bro. I've been through a lot. And I like, when I say a lot, I mean, somebody did a accusation about me, and I lost all my friends, literally came from my business. It was literally like, they crucified me, you know what I mean? And that sucks, because it's like, that's not who I am. And that's not what I believe in. So it was like my character literally got switched. Like, what is it? What's that word? Defamated?
Defame.
Defame.
I think you said I think defamation.
What does she call
Defamation.
Defamation, yeah. It was literally like all this kid that works at Chef's, this kid that is just like trash. So I literally had to rebrand. I had to literally like restart, I feel like, in a sense. So when the accusation happened and people were coming from, like, people were telling me I need to die, be 6 feet deep, put my number on Twitter. I mean, like, it was crazy. It was wild. And I mean, like, it made me question everything that I like stood for, especially not having my mom around. That's when I feel like that's perfect. You need your people. You need somebody to hold you. When she wasn't there, it was like, how do I even do this? Like, my dad, who I am so grateful for, he was like, trying to make me go home. And I was like, my sister said she need to thug this out. Like, she need to learn. She was like, it's life. People gonna talk shit. People are gonna say this and that, but she said, what she told me was live in your truth. Live in your truth. And it was like, if you know you're not like that, you're not, like, why even do it? Like, why even worry about it? So when I came in the fall of 21, I believe, or 22, I mean, I got it. And then I got it bad. I got mean mugged. I got talked about. I mean, like I said, get crucified me. So it was like, that's hard. That's really hard, especially when you're already in college. You got to deal with everybody. You're in college, you got to deal with that. Then you got to deal with shit from your peers. And then mentally, I'm already, nobody knows, but I'm already going through stuff because of the loss of my mom. And it's a little hard, I would say, in college, because in high school, it was always suppressed by playing basketball, always being busy. Like, since I came to UL in 2020, that was my first time being like, oh shit, like, this is life. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, now I realize the trauma and the effects of losing my mom and not being busy, and how I have to control a lot of the things, like my own emotions, and be self-disciplined. So and even my style and stuff, I've always had this style and everything like that, but it was just like, how do I be Kia again? I ain't gonna lie, like, when that stuff happened, I got on medicine and antidepressants just so I can be okay, you know what I mean? And just to not worry about everybody talking. So it was like I lost Kia. Like, I mean, it was like, how do I even be myself again? So I went through bad times with meeting people and things like that, and figuring out what Kia likes and what Kia doesn't like. And even, I would say, just growing thicker skin, really. So it was just like, I realized to even start the playground, I had to really be like, fuck them. Cause they was talking shit. Oh yeah, they was talking shit. A lot of shit. But it was like, and I was really scared to even start the playground and to start this brand, because it was like, I'm worried about people talking about me, I'm worried about if they gonna buy my stuff, I'm worried about if they gonna support me, I'm worried about what they did, that, and third. But it was like, you gotta live in your truth. People gonna talk. And recently, somebody tried to do it again, tried to, like, I guess, bring it up and blare my name and try to make me look bad, but, like, I only lost 2 followers. Like, I ain't losing no sleep. And, like, I'm not even tripping off the followers, because it's like, if you think Instagram is real life and all this is real life, then, like, you lost. Because it's not. Like, none of this is real. And once I got out of my head of being like, you just gotta do it, none of this is real life. And it's just, like, once I realized, like, I'm alright. I lost who I lost because it was supposed to happen. If it didn't happen, I'd probably still be upset. So I was like, alright, cool. I'm okay. I had to be self-aware. Even when my mama lost, like, I'm aware that now, like, some of the things I do is because I have trauma with my mama. Losing my mama, you know what I mean? And not talking about it when I was 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And now it's like, okay, you kind of, I felt like I was putting the blame on a lot of people, but it's like, it's really me sometimes too. So it was like, okay, well, what makes you happy again, Kia? What makes Kia again? So it was like, oh shit. And that's when I met you, and it was, okay, I had the clothing brand. I started actually feeling myself, even with my clothes, started to really realize, like, why the people that do like me, why they like me. Like, and the people that don't like me, you really don't know me for real. Cause I'm a good person. I feel like I'm a good person. And, I have good intentions. So it was just like, damn, for like a lot of people that don't know me to really say they don't like me and to say blasphemy words and like words that hurt, you know what I mean? Like, you should be 6 feet deep. It's like, god damn, bro, like, how do I even like feel? You know, how am I even supposed to like walk into a union and feel like a kid with confidence again?
You feel like you belong.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's like I got kicked out of an organization because of that shit. So it was like I lost everything. So it's like, how do you go back to being yourself when you lost everything?
Real talk.
Like, I mean, Delta Sigma Pi, and that's a business organization. I got kicked out because of an accusation. Like, ruined my character over an accusation, and I literally like had no one, like besides my family. But I mean, like, the person I even loved to death didn't even have my back. So it's like, what the fuck? Like, it was really like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, strangers asking you about the, like, you, like, how you got the nerve? You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm a person at the end of the day. We're all people. So it's like, we make mistakes. I made a mistake, or we make mistakes. We did stuff. I made a mistake. Like, it is what it is, but that wasn't true. But for you kind of just for that to happen, and I lost myself, I mean, like, it was hard to regain that shit. Like, recently, I say right now in this moment, like, I'm the best kid. Like, that I can be the most confident kid, because I think even then, I think now I'm better because I forgave those who hurt me too. And
that's a big thing.
I think I was so upset that I lost, and so that made me kind of bring around people that I didn't want to, but I learned from them. But I had to realize, like, you know, you gotta forgive to move on and to let go, and even for them to let it go. You know, like, you can't hold on to that hurt all the time. And it was just like, just finally like let it go, you know. And I was just like, it might be uncomfortable, but you do have to be uncomfortable to get comfortable. So it was like, all right, even though I didn't want to do it, it was like, you know, and I even tried to get closer to my faith, and it was like, you know, just pray and just try to do the best you can every day. And so that's when I kind of I started playing around with Canva and everything. And I wanted to always drop, because I always wanted to drop. People ask me about my style, ask me about me and how I put fits together.
Real talk. But so your brand, right? Mm-hmm. It's called The Playground. Explain to me like the meaning behind your brand. Like, why did you name it The Playground?
That's a really good question. I think I named it The Playground. That's a good question, because I really dealt with that a lot. I named it The Playground because life is literally a playground. You don't have to be serious. We gonna die anyway. So why take everything so serious? As much as you get older, you don't have to be more serious. You can just be chill. And I feel like that's what makes life fun. It makes you really like take life as you go. And I realize you really gotta take it as you go. And life is a playground. It's okay to make mistakes and errors and fail. Because at the playground, you fail, you got right back up. So that's what life is about.
Yeah, I fuck with that. And what would you tell somebody like you? What would you tell the past self? Because you done been through a lot. You done been through a lot of situations. So what would you tell yourself back then if you could?
I don't know, cause that's hard. Cause I feel like literally with me, everything I've experienced with life. So it's like every day is like I'm teaching myself. I'm telling it's like every second or minute is my older self. So it's like I'm telling my older self. But I think I honestly think I would tell my older self, damn, that's hard. I think that's hard. That is really hard. I think that is really hard. But just be yourself. Be yourself. Because once you change, and I changed. I would say I saw myself change, and it was like, oh hell nah, like this is not kid. This is finna be somebody that's not kid. So I would always say be your authentic self. And at the playground, like that's what you always was, your authentic self, and that's what people love. That's why people love you. So you don't have to change for anyone. Fuck them. You don't gotta change.
Fuck 'em.
Fuck them. You don't gotta change.
Good shit.
Be your authentic self for sure.
I appreciate you for doing this interview with me. I'm gonna let you go ahead and shout out your socials and shit.
Man, my Instagram, my personal Instagram is Y504Kia. My business page is at the Playground Clothing Company Co. At me, show some love, support me. Shit, I love support you and give back to you guys as much as y'all give back to me. So that's all I want to do, be able to give back to people who giving back to me and who've helped me growing as a woman. Seriously, so that's all I want to do.
Anything, any last words you got?
Shit, nah. Be yourself, shit. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. You're gonna get love way more anyway. So.
Shit, that's a good thing.